Coming up, the illegal immigration debate hots up. Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks has been taking some serious doses of the red pill. She is not there yet, but she is definitely on the road.
Well, it's interesting because, and look, I can definitely be honest about my own flaws and my own mistakes, because I bought the mainstream media narrative that there wasn't a migrant crisis.
Really?
And yeah, I did believe it. I believe, because look, I was an idiot, because I mean, who do you trust in today's media landscape?
I know.
Right? There's a lot of liars out there.
Yeah,
and when it comes to mainstream media, the fact of the matter is they do play defense more and more for the Democratic Party. And that's an issue, because there was a time when that didn't happen. And so I still believed in their good faith reporting, even though it turns out, a lot of these reports would omit really important details about what's really going on. And so it wasn't until Texas Governor Greg Abbott started busing or sending migrants to blue cities where that woke me up. That woke a lot of people up. And suddenly America realizes, oh, there is a migrant crisis.
Why did that wake you up?
Well, because all of a sudden you're seeing migrants sleeping on the floor.
It is said that there is no one that's more anti-smoking than a reformed smoker. Appears the same goes for those on the left. Witness the likes of RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, and Dave Rubin. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. You get a clear sense of anger with Kasparian. She bought into the left's narrative on illegal immigrants, and she says she trusted the mainstream media. What comes out very clearly is that the mainstream media lies. They are the gatekeepers on the left who, while completely biased, nonetheless believe that they have a God-given right to have your undiluted trust. As with this issue of illegal immigration, they show that they are not worthy of your trust. Worse than that, they are manifestly damaging the nation and social cohesion with their lies and misdirection on reality to their ideology. Kasparian will no doubt become hypersensitized to this, and will no doubt see it with a host of other issues as well. For example, look at the delusion and misdirection by CNN and Maria Cardona. Sorry about the video quality on this one.
This is an administration that has no clue what is about to happen. They are clueless in terms of the real world effects of something like this. They are clueless in terms of real immigration policy and how it affects communities and what the actual solutions are. Giancarlo, you know very well that mass deportation is not a solve for immigration, and we need a solve. And the real solve for immigration is absolutely making sure that there's strong border security, but you also have to have expanded legal powers.
Saying that the incoming Trump administration has no clue is ridiculous. It is actually the Democrats that have no clue. Witness what happened as a result of the, by inference of Cardona, clued up Democrats. What do you see? Rampant crime and massive numbers of illegals flowing in. Many of these illegals can easily be sent out of the US and nobody would notice. The reality is, a strong deterrence policy and sending people back to their home countries as a message will go a long way to solving the problem. I'm certain that Cardona did not have these same arguments when Obama was deporting millions of illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, the real-world unintended consequences become evident in other ways.
They try to characterize you guys as just not caring about people that are trying to get to a better life. You said that this got to the point that it actually broke you. What do you mean?
I stood in back with tractor-trailer and 19 dead people at my feet. I grew up in a small town upstate New York. You grew up in a small town where everybody's milking cows, right? And if you fast forward, I'm standing back with a trailer, 19 dead people at my feet who baked to death. Baked to death. All the ones that died are in their underwear trying to get some relief from the heat. Steel box, black, no lights, no air, no water. And when I went to that crime scene and I keyed on a 5-year-old little boy wearing Batman underwear, same underwear my son had, my 5-year-old son. And you think about the tragedy of that life being lost. You think about what that little boy went through, how he suffered. No one should suffer like that. And it broke me because I know it can be fixed. I know it can be prevented.
Holman is justifiably extremely upset. Seeing people, and particularly children, dying as a result of making America an attractive destination to illegal immigrants due to open-door policies is not kind and caring. It is unconscionable and cruel. Those on the left professing to be so caring of these illegal immigrants will, of course, not take any of these people into their own homes. It's so easy to be caring when the problem is not on your doorstep, which is precisely how Kasparian finally put the lies to these left-wing arguments in her own mind. Nearly 15 years ago, we saw the same thing happening in Australia.
The outstretched hand of a woman grasping for life as frantic rescuers try to drag survivors from the boiling sea.
We need to get life jackets down to these people.
This was the refugee boat just seconds before it was swamped by huge waves.
It was terrifying to watch, and there was nothing we can do.
Tossed about like a matchstick in the massive swell, it stood no chance. Eventually thrown onto rocks.
Oh, it's surfing now.
The boat broke up. Men, women and children were thrown into the swirling sea.
The seas are so rough, there was just nothing anybody could do. You know, you couldn't do anything but just stand there and watch, and you just felt so absolutely useless.
As you can see with Christmas Island, policies that serve to attract people to come to a country illegally all too often lure people to their deaths. In this case, it was up front and on video, seeing people that had paid large amounts of money to people smugglers effectively sent to their deaths. The reality is thousands more were lost at sea, unseen and never to be seen again. By adopting these sorts of policies, governments are supporting organised crime. They're giving these criminals their business model. This 2010 debacle at Christmas Island and the rest was because of the left-wing Labour government, which won an election against the coalition of which I was a part in 2007. They decided to weaken the laws, professing, like the Democrats, to be kind and caring. Instead, they killed thousands and gave people smugglers their business back for a few years until they were dragged, kicking and screaming, to reintroduce the policies that the coalition government had put in place. The criminal cartel people smugglers business was then smashed again, and no more people tried coming to Australia by boat. The problem was solved. The issue will be just as easily solved in the US with strong, or to the left unkind, border policies. In the long run, this is kinder and fairer to all concerned. What are your thoughts on this issue? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.